Hi everybody. If your landlord says they are interested in talking to you about buying the place, now you need to find a good loan officer, if you haven't already found one. I talked to you about how to find a good loan officer in an earlier video. Once you find one, it's just a 30-minute phone call to find out if it looks like you'll be able to borrow enough money to buy the place. If it turns out you are qualified to get a mortgage loan, it's time for a follow-up email or a follow-up phone conversation with your landlord. Before you follow up, this would be a good time to find yourself a good real estate attorney or real estate agent. I talked about finding good ones in an earlier video. Here's a sample email follow-up that should help you draft your own follow-up or help you draft your talking points for following up with your landlord over the phone. Again, we're assuming here that no property manager is involved. Hi, following up on my earlier email, after you said you might be interested in selling the place, I spoke to a loan officer and the loan officer thinks I can qualify for a loan to buy the place, that is, depending on the price, the down payment, closing costs, and so on. Feel free to contact my loan officer. Here's his name, his company, and his phone number. I would be happy to pay fair market value for the house. If you don't want to pay for real estate agents, I could pay for my own real estate agent or attorney if you would credit me 3% of the sales price at closing. That might save you a lot of money if you don't have to pay a real estate agent commission. What do you think of the idea of basing the price on an appraisal? If that works for you, I'll research appraisers with a lot of experience appraising homes in the zip code and send you 3 names, and you can pick one for us to use. I'd suggest we both pay half of the appraiser's fee directly to the appraiser so the appraiser knows they worked for both of us equally. After we see the appraised value, we can decide if we want to move forward. If we both decide to move forward, I'll pay for my own real estate agent or attorney to draft a full written offer for you to review so we can work out all the details. If we can come to an agreement in writing, this could be a quick and easy sale for both of us. So, I'm thinking I could pay for half of an appraisal, all of my real estate attorney or real estate agent, and all of my home inspection costs, and one way or another, you credit me 3% on the market value sales price. Does that sound like a good game plan to you? Let me know, and then I'll start researching residential appraisers with a lot of experience appraising homes in the zip code. So then I can send you 3 names of good appraisers. Feel free to call me at Sincerely. If your landlord is interested in doing a pre-appraisal, check out the earlier video on how to find a good appraiser so you can find 3 good appraiser names to send to him. Great. If it turns out you're cash poor and your loan officer says you have to have the seller contribute some money to your closing costs because you don't have enough cash to cover your down payment and everything else, make sure your email stresses that you have to have the seller contribute X% towards your closing costs to make the deal work. Another thing you might want to mention early on is what things would be included with the home. That is, you probably want to start by saying you want to buy the house and everything in it. This issue is important enough that I have a short video in the next section on what is considered to be part of the house and what isn't. Every sale is different. Reasonable sellers are all pretty similar, but crazy sellers are all crazy in their own unique way. In the end, if it turns out your landlord is crazy, that probably will kill the deal. But not always. Sometimes crazy landlords do eventually end up selling. But remember, crazy landlords take a lot more of your time, a lot more of your agents or your attorney's time, and of course, crazy sellers are a lot more likely to want a crazy high price. If your landlord is irrational, you may still be able to buy the place, but don't get your hopes up. The odds you spend money on home inspections and so on, but don't end up buying the place are a lot higher when you have a crazy seller. You need to be flexible. This is just a general guideline on one way to approach your landlord.